So Tara is good in Gem Grab and can be good in Bounty, but Tara's best mode is definitely Brawl Ball, and this mode has a lot of strategies that'll let you get a huge advantage on your opponents. So when playing Tara, you can output 5,292 damage in just a second with her 3 shots up close. But yeah, gotta actually get that close first. Only way to do that consistently is with your super. So your main goal should always be to charge up your super. Otherwise, you're gonna be useless. Your super is your win condition, and it's what's going to swing a game to your advantage. And you want to charge up your super basically by just pestering your opponents at the start of the game. Make sure you're keeping your distance and don't feed the opponent like all randoms seem to want to do. And you're going to need to hit 13 cards to fully charge up your super. And that main attack isn't usually going to get many kills, but you can do more damage if you actually manually aim. And what you want to do is aim slightly off center, because Tara shoots 3 cards, one in the left, right, and middle. And if you just auto aim, you're only going to hit the middle one. But if you slightly aim off center, you have a much higher chance of hitting either the left and the middle card or the middle and the right card. And when you hit 2 cards, it doubles your damage and it doubles the amount you're charging up your super. So it's very good that you manually aim rather than auto aim. And then once you get your super, you really just want to hold it until the right moment. And that right moment hopefully comes in at most 20 seconds. If it doesn't, that means you need lower expectations of what the right moment actually is. So if you can definitely grab 2 of your opponents and there aren't any walls nearby to block the pulling effect of your super, then you can just go for it and use your super. But make sure that you have at least half health and 2 to 3 of your shots available, so that way you can get the free damage on them. And if not, please wait. You do not have to use your super immediately. It's much better if you wait until you have higher health and more shots available. And it would also help to have some teammates nearby for added damage to make sure you can get a double kill with your super. And then after you use your super the first time, you want to have your super already charged up again. This is called cycling your super, and it's extremely important that you save your super until you know you'll be able to cycle it. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait a very long time to charge it back up. Sometimes it makes sense to use your super on just one opponent if they're alone and in your way. And as long as you have enough attack saved up, you should be able to get at least 9 out of 13 cards of your next super charged up, which is good enough, I guess, but most of the time you should go for at least 2 people. And then you can keep killing 2 people at a time over and over again. And usually when you do this, they're so behind on defense that you can immediately score unless the Mortis on your team decides to fail a trick shot. Another possible way you can use Tara's super is to stall people near a goal, because your opponents can't grab the ball when they're being pulled. So you or your teammate can just throw the ball at the goal, and then if you immediately use your super on top of the goal, anyone there won't be able to block your shot because they're being pulled. And Tara's super is also very useful for canceling Frank's super to make sure that he can't get any stuns off or break a lot of walls near your goal. So just make sure that you can hit him a couple times after, so that way you can be close to your next super and keep that cycle going. And the best star power to use for Tara is definitely Healing Shade, and a lot of times it's going to die immediately. But when it doesn't, if you then push forward as a team, then the Healing Shade's gonna get behind you and it'll provide a lot of fast healing, and your opponents will have a hard time actually being able to reach it and kill it. And the other star power, Black Portal, is pretty good, but when it just runs straight for your opponents, it usually dies a lot quicker than Healing Shade, so you get a lot less value out of it. And Tara's Gadget can be very useful on certain maps, especially in Showdown with a lot of grass, but some Brawl Ball maps like Center Stage and even Gem Grab or Bounty maps too also have a lot of grass in the center that's helpful to see into. Just make sure that when you use it, you're protected behind a wall and you don't attack, because once you attack, your gadget effect is cancelled and you're a failure. So if you want the full 5 seconds of sight, just need to stand back for a bit and let your teammates do some work. And that is pretty much it for this Tara guide. Just make sure you're focusing on cycling your super and getting the most value out of it as you can, and then you'll be good to go. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll be notified whenever I post more helpful guides just like this one. But that's all for today, guys, so see you later.
Make the strings louder.